Dominik Mysterio is being held out of helping Liv Morgan in her title defense against Rhea Ripley. And if it wasn't for Finn Balor, she would have lost. He was there to narrowly stop Jey Uso from helping, and due to the madness, the match gets thrown out. But it's words that are thrown out after the match by Finn Balor towards Dominik. He's calling him selfish, he's calling him lazy. And interestingly, Liv doesn't even stand up for Dom. They instead leave together, and they leave Dom alone, pondering his next move. And his next move is to plead his case. He shows that he was held at bay by Damian Priest via CCTV footage. However, even though Liv forgives him right away because, of course she does, Finn doesn't want to hear about it. He demands that Dominik prove himself through actions. And so Dominik, desperate for their approval, puts his own body on the line, even stepping in to take on Bronson Reed when Carlito refuses to, which of course ends in devastation. He throws himself in front of AOP, who challenged JD and Finn for the Tag Team Championships, which of course ends in devastation. But it does, however, lead to Judgment Day retaining the championships. And while Dom is ticking all the boxes, he's getting absolutely battered in the process, and the crowd loves it because he's getting everything that he deserves. And with the ultimate test on the horizon, when Rhea Ripley gets a rematch against Liv at Crown Jewel, he will get another chance to prove himself. But it's when he overhears a conversation between Liv and Finn, the insight into what is really going on becomes apparent. You can trust him, Finn. I've got him wrapped around my little finger. We don't have to worry about anything. And besides, he's burned all his bridges. Everybody hates him. In the building, on the roster, he doesn't have anyone else. You're right. I knew taking that hotel key and going to your room to talk about the strategy of this whole thing was worth it. It's all going perfectly to plan. But let's keep moving, and let's keep focused. Dom, I know I'm probably the last person you want to talk to. And I'm not going to stand here and pretend that you don't deserve all the punishment you're getting by throwing yourself around and fighting for their approval. You did it with Rhea, you did it with Liv, but it's not how you should live your life. You should live your life for you, and you should surround yourself with people who actually care about you. We might have fought each other a lot lately, and you've disgraced the family. There is no question about it. But one thing you'd never have to fight for from me is love. And why I don't approve of your actions, I approve of you as a human being at your core. Because I know there's a good person in there. That little kid is still in your eyes. I can see it. You're my son, and I love you no matter what. I don't think you can say the same about Judgment Day. Ray, with some valuable wisdom. But Dom has shown no indication in almost 2 years that he'd ever consider taking it on board from who he calls a deadbeat dad. However, when Crown Jewel rolls around and it's rematch time, he will find himself in a serious predicament. Because Rhea is desperate to get her hands on Liv and finally take the title back, and she has the backup of Damian Priest and Jey Uso. But of course, Liv has the backing of the group that she took from Rhea. At least most of them. Because once again, Dominik isn't present at ringside. And you can tell this really irks Finn. He keeps looking at the entranceway for Dominik to show. But he really needs to keep his eye on what's going on around him. Because Jey and Damian strike. They want to give Rhea the all clear and one-on-one battle with Liv. And she gets that chance. She avoids an oblivion and then she lands a headbutt. She looks around quickly. The coast is clear, no one's there, and now she can call Liv to her feet. She picks her up and smashes her with a riptide and makes the cover. Dominik drags the referee out. Rhea is screaming at him from the ring. She's beside herself. But as she's yelling at him, she realizes that Liv has somehow picked herself up off the mat. She runs at her, but Liv hits a Hurricane Rana into the middle rope. And then condescendingly, Liv flies off and hits her with a 619, which knocks her into the opposite ropes near Dom and sets her up for oblivion. And Liv retains directly off the assist from Dominik. He conforms, but it clearly hurts him to do it. Rhea is left shattered because even though she can't stand the ground he walks on, she knows the whole thing now is totally over. Dominik is swept away by Liv and Finn, who are super excited that he eventually showed up, but it's shrouded in booze, which usually doesn't affect him at all. But something is shifting, and it's shown when they get backstage and he leaves Liv and Finn to take off to celebrate on their own. He just wants a moment by himself after hearing what they said, but it's this moment by himself that he gets pulled up by someone who we don't get eyes on. The future is very bleak, Dominik, but you will get one more chance. One more chance to do the right thing. So I suggest you take it. Dominik seems rattled by the interaction, and he's even more rattled when he gets into the clubhouse the week after and he's grilled by Finn again on where he was and why he didn't attend the celebrations. What was it, Dominik? Something far more important than Judgment Day business, I bet. You got something better to do? Did you have something more important on? JD, turn that crap off the TV while I'm talking. Where were you, Dom? I'm sorry, I was tied up doing something that is going to benefit the family. You have to trust me. What is it? You know what? Whatever, Dom. You almost cost Liv the title by not showing up. And sure, you helped her keep the title eventually. But I saw the way you looked back at Rhea. Something's changing. I looked back at her because I wanted to get one last look at her before leaving her behind forever. I know where my real family is. And I know that I can't continue to live my life like... But Finn cuts him off mid-sentence and says, "Great! Good to know that you know where your true family is. You're making the right decision. Now let's go. JD and I have tag team championships to defend, and I expect you to be there." Dom is committed to helping out the family, and he shows that by being at ringside when JD and Finn defend the tag team championships against the Creeds in the main event of Raw. And Dom keeps an eye on Gable, which is his job, but he also needs to keep an eye on his surroundings because strange things begin to happen. Something is brewing, but Finn yells at JD in the ring and says, "Ignore it. They're messing with Gable like usual. You just get the job done." But you can see Dominik, he's trying to get Finn's attention, but Finn isn't listening. He's ignoring him. And you can see Dominik sink a little further into that different mindset that he's been slowly shifting to. And before you know it, the match is abandoned when we find out that it is not American made. They are sending warning shots to. No one is more worthy of our wrath than you. Judgment Day isn't coming. Judgment Day is here. We are back in the Judgment Day clubhouse, and all of a sudden Finn and Liv want all hands on deck. They're rallying the troops, and now they're all for having Dom's help. And Liv lays it on thick and says, "These freaks think we're scared. They prey on fear, but we're Judgment Day. We bring the fear. We have the world title, we have the tag team titles for a reason as well. And besides, Daddy Dom, you'll protect me from that freak Nikki Cross, right?" Dom ponders it and agrees. He's gonna have Liv's back, and they leave together, knowing full well the war that is on the horizon could quite possibly be a war they can never win. Because the Wyatts are incredibly dangerous, and in the lead up to Survivor Series, they pick off Judgment Day members one by one. Carlito gets wiped out and thrown off the stage through a table by Dexter Lumis. JD gets mauled as well by Joe Gacy, who drops him onto a pile of chairs in the ring. Finn isn't safe either. He's stalked backstage by Eric Rowan, who devastates him on top of an ambulance with a giant claw slam. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, and now Liv is finding that out too when she's face to face with Nikki Cross and scared out of her mind. Dom is there for Liv. He stands in front of her and he's actually showing some backbone for once. And he starts yelling at Nikki to leave her alone. But it isn't Nikki that leaves anyone alone. It's Liv. Out of pure fear, she bails on Dominik. She leaves him all on his own. And that leaves him incredibly vulnerable. But not to Nikki, to Uncle Howdy. One more chance. You really gonna leave me out there like that on my own? I had your back, Liv. I've had your back this whole time. I left Rhea for you. Damien stopped me from helping you at Bad Blood, but I helped you win at Crown Jewel as soon as I could. And you're just gonna bail on me? But Liv says, Dom, I only did it because I knew you could handle her. Besides, you said you'd protect me just like you always have. Because you're a real man. And as you said, you know where your real family is. Come on. We need to check on the others. We got out unscathed, so we need to make sure they're okay. And we need to plan what's next. Let's go. Come on. Dom follows Liv. And perhaps she's right. He's backed into a corner. He has no one. This leads them to the eve of Survivor Series, where it's made official. We're going to see the Wyatts versus Judgment Day in an all-out, intergender, 8-person tornado tag. And due to the injury sustained after being thrown off the stage, Carlito is out, so it all hinges on Dominik's cooperation. Dom, congratulations. You've shown me that you are more than worthy of the shirt. You've had Liv's back, and you've thrown yourself out there to defend all of us. But we need everyone on the same page. We might only get one chance at this, and we're going to hit the Wyatts when they're not expecting it. We're not going to wait until the match. And we need you locked in. So Dom, are you ready to do the right thing for the family? And Dom, looking determined, wants to prove himself to the family, and he is ready. But how are they going to strike? Well, as Survivor Series rolls around, we find out. Because as Rey Mysterio is in a battle with Bronson Reed in the culmination of weeks of back and forth, Judgment Day track down and attack the Wyatts. It's exactly as Finn and Liv drew it up. They wanted to hit them out of nowhere and get the jump. And the whole arena is on alert because while there is a match still going on in the ring, there is spot fires all over the building. Lumis and JD are trading near the crowd, and Finn, with a not even 100% Carlito, are trading with Rowan and Gacy. It's on for young and old, and even Liv Morgan got the jump on Nikki Cross. She's trying to shower her with everything she can get her hands on, but it seems like there's no use, because Nikki is completely out of her mind and rebuffs everything. But meanwhile, in the ring, Bronson Reed has Rey in a lot of trouble. And now Judgment Day are starting to get overrun. They're struggling to match the viciousness of this family. But the question is, where is Dominik? You should live your life for you, and you should surround yourself with people who actually care about you. One more chance to do the right thing, so I suggest you take it. Dominik takes the bullet for Rey, and then Rey bounces a chair off the head of the giant Bronson Reed, throws him in the ring, and hits a 6 1-9. It's Euphoria, and Rey Mysterio gains the win. But that's not the only thing he's gained. Dominik chooses family, but not the family he thought he wanted, but the family he needs.